make the best use out of the rest of the working day, hopefully. So I've just sat down at my desk. I usually have breakfast while I'm sitting here so that I can just like get started on my day and start looking at what needs to happen and review my to-do list. So I work in marketing. I am considered like an account lead, account supervisor role, which basically encompasses managing clients, managing projects, and I work at an in-house agency, which is basically like an advertising marketing agency within the company that we do the work for. For those that might not be familiar with how this all works, typically companies will hire other agencies to service like marketing or media or whatever production type of things, and so that would be considered like an external agency, which is where I've actually worked for most of my career. And then when you're working in-house, it's very similar like type of work that we do, except we're just within the company. So I'm a lot closer to my clients, but they're not really clients because we work at the same company, but I still manage different projects for marketing, and we do a bit of everything from like out of home traditional stuff, and then also like digital on social, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, that sort of thing. So that is my job. I always start off the morning, I'll come and look at my calendar, which just gives me line of sight of everything that needs to happen today and all the meetings that I have, so I can make sure I have everything prepared in advance of that. And then the next thing I do, I have my to-do list, which I keep in a physical notebook just because I find it easier for myself to refer back to throughout the day versus like on the computer. But I do take notes on my computer most of the time. So I actually usually write my to-do list the night before or like right after work ends the day before, just so I can make sure that everything I didn't finish during the day is carried over to the next day, and then I have it like at the top of my list, or if anything that I just feel I might forget, I've written down so that I can look at the list first thing in the morning. So I have a few things on my list today that I need to prioritize. Today I do have a few meetings, not too crazy though. So the first meeting I have is a daily connect, which is just with the rest of my team. So we quickly run through everything that's happening for the day, anything that people need to keep on their radar. That is the first meeting that I have, and then after that I have a bit of a break until my next meeting. So I'm just gonna get through some of the things on my to-do list. I need to organize some assets that we have for a presentation that's next week, but we have a meeting about it tomorrow. So I'm just finishing up the PowerPoint where I have everything, and then we have some videos which are being edited, and I'm trying to get approval on that, and then we can start sending it out to traffic. So trafficking is like delivering all the final assets to the media partners, and then they will publish the ads. So those are a couple of the things that I'm going to work through after I have my meeting. Good morning. I am just about to hop on to my second call of the day in a couple minutes. This is basically a check-in with the rest of the production teams. We run through what's happening this week and resourcing, which is similar to what I was doing earlier this morning with my dedicated team, but now we do this with like the entire production team / department. We're done now, so I'm just gonna get back to delivering these assets. So I'm gonna keep working on that, and then I'm done with my meetings until 1 o'clock, so I have the next couple hours to just keep powering through it.
Hey, yo.
Alright, it is almost 12. I don't really have a set time that I eat my lunch because my days fluctuate. Sometimes I have meetings into the lunch hour and sometimes I don't. I don't have any meetings right now until 1, so I'd rather just eat right now because I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna have some leftovers. I try to eat outside of the den just so I have like a break from being in there the whole day. I will usually try to either meal prep, or what's been happening recently is we make food in larger batches for dinner and then I'll have it for lunch the next day. When I was working in the office, I would definitely meal prep just because I didn't want to be buying food outside all the time, but when I'm at home, I find like if there isn't food already prepared, I'll just eat something that's not very healthy or like not the best for me because I usually don't have time to make food from scratch. So I'm just gonna go grab that and heat it up.
Hey, yo.
Got my lunch. I've actually got my laptop here just because I feel like there's gonna be some things that come through. And I do have a meeting at 1 o'clock, so I kind of want to read through a couple of things before that meeting. So I'm just gonna have my laptop here. I'm gonna eat first, and then I might just sit here and get some reading in and reply to a couple emails as they come through. And then depending on how I feel, I might just stay here for a while before I go back into the den. Some days when it's like nice out and I wanna enjoy the sun or enjoy looking outside, I'll sit here because I can and there's no windows in the den, but I just focus a bit better when I'm in there. But for lunch and like just a little break, I'll have my lunch here and I'm gonna just check on a few things and then I'll check in with you guys in a little bit. Alright, it is 1:45. I'm back in the den. I ate my lunch. I was reading a couple emails and just refreshing myself for this meeting at 1 o'clock. And then this afternoon I have 3 meetings. So the first one is at 1, so that's 15 minutes from now, and then I have one right after that, and then I have a break from 2 to 3, and then one last meeting at 3 o'clock. So the first meeting is basically to review a brief, which is for a new project which we want to kickstart, and then after that we have a meeting to kick off a shoot that's happening tomorrow. So I think that'll be a fun one. So that is basically it. Did you have a good nap? Did you have a good nap? Blink if you had a good nap. I guess you had a good nap then. I just had my 2 meetings that I mentioned, and it is 2 o'clock now. I wasn't leading those calls, so it was mostly the rest of my team that was discussing some points of feedback, and then I am just gonna keep working away at delivering some of those assets which I haven't finished yet because they are still like being edited, but the videos just came through. Alright, so it is 2:55. I have my last meeting of the day in 5 minutes, and then after that I just have a few more things to get done. But this is basically just a one-on-one that I have on a weekly basis with my manager. We just run through anything that's going on the accounts that I focus on, and then also chat through any updates that she might have or things that we might want to discuss. It's pretty informal, but at least it gives us time to just chat one-on-one. Oh, everything's frozen. Oh my god. Alright, I just finished my one-on-one. Of course, my computer froze and I had to restart it, so the meeting kind of dragged on a little longer, but I have to put my head down and get some stuff done. It's a little bit busy today. Make the best use out of the rest of the working day, hopefully. I'm just gonna power through it. And then I'm gonna start listing out some things for tomorrow because, like I mentioned, I like to add things to my list and update it and have a list like before the next day. So I'm gonna go and get that done. I don't know what he was doing. Alright, so that's basically it for a day in the life of a marketer working from home. Technically 9 to 5, but as you can see, I don't clock in and out, so it's not a fixed schedule and my days do fluctuate, but for the most part, it's been pretty similar to what you would have seen today. I know every place is a little bit different and everyone has their own types of routines that work for them, but hopefully this could at least give you a bit of insight about what it's kind of like working from home. And if you're interested in something that's kind of marketing, advertising related, particularly in an agency or just in general, then this might give you a bit of insight into that, particularly with like an account manager slash project manager role. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos, then make sure to subscribe and I will see you next time.